Welcome back. You're watching our continuing coverage of the Uttar Pradesh War for Thrones. Our phones are buzzing. Lots of people calling in, giving us their numbers. So feel free, join the fun. As I said, this is political gupshup. This is not psephology. This is not an exit poll. This is not an opinion poll. These are political pundits who've traveled Uttar Pradesh, who spent time in the last 40, 50 days over there. They're telling us what they think will happen. It's worth what you think these guests are worth in terms of how seriously you wish to take them. You, of course, can tweet to us, you can write to us on Facebook and tell us what you think as well. I want to go across to our guests and ask them, why is there so much variance? We've put out the numbers of our political pundits. We've looked also at the Satta Bazaar. People usually assume that the Satta Bazaar knows what it's talking about because people's real money is at stake there. Here, though, the Satta Bazaar seems to be all over the place, even directionally. You've got the Satta Bazaar in some places like Delhi saying that the BJP is in front. In Agra, it says the SP is in front. In Kolkata, it says the BSP is in front. So you can't have more variations than this. Sharad Pradhan, so many different variations. Will this election actually be so close, or do you think when the final numbers are out around midday on the 11th, a lot of these people will look very silly because there could be a clear wave which everyone seems to have, all our pundits seem to have missed? Is that possible?
Well, you know, election results are always a game of surprises. One can't rule out anything. But yes, from what one has seen on ground and one had in the totality, it doesn't appear that anybody is likely to get a clear majority. Neither is there any kind of wave or an undercurrent as some people are claiming. You know, I think, yes, those who are predicting a clear win for anybody would be in for a surprise. But yes, one cannot rule out the fact that one knows who are the players who are likely to go in for a post-election marriage of convenience. You know, that kind of a thing is bound to...
okay, let me put that question to Anupam Kapil. Marriage of convenience you talk about. What are your numbers saying? Anupam Kapil, I must tell our viewers again, is a well-known numerologist. What are your numbers telling you in terms of who could be a post-poll ally if the numbers are short of a full majority?
Yes. I see the thing much more clearly rather than a confused look. There are 3-4 points I want to quickly make. I think it will become a political compulsion of Mayawati and BJP to ally with each other. Secondly, we don't know BSP's chart. In either scenario, if Mayawati is party number 2 or 3, whatever she is, she has no choice with whom is she going to ally, and she can't afford to be out of power. Secondly, I feel that Congress chart, which has Pisces ascendant, which is ruled by Jupiter, which is right now retrograde till 8th of June, is definitely weak, and that has weakened the prospects of Akhilesh government. The Congress seats are going down, but Dimple's chart is very good. See, when we don't have accurate date of births, Dimple's date of birth is accurate. Her Jupiter is aspecting her natal moon and sun, because of which I see the SP party tally, Akhilesh party is going to rise. But on the other hand, their ally Congress is losing. So that means they are also not able to form the government. Now, even if BSP is number 1, let us assume, how are they going to form the government? 90 seats, 150 seats, they have to ally with somebody. So, after having seen all this, with Mayawati as a destiny number 1 and a BJP as destiny number 1, 6/4/1980, if you add BJP's date of incorporation, that comes to 1. They are naturally inclined to support each other, maybe opportunistically.
You know, you're saying there could be an opportunistic post-poll alliance. That's what your numbers are telling you, Sunita Narayan. But there's also the cold
Mayawati will
logic
pull down the support by 2019.
Sunita Aaron, there's also the cold logic of politics. If Mayawati were to support the BJP, if that support were to be required in a post-poll scenario, she runs the very serious risk of her Dalit vote disintegrating. Amit Shah, the BJP, already targeting the non-Jatav vote bank very seriously. And the moment there's an alliance, then the BJP could, by the next election, pull away even more votes from the Jatavs than the non-Jatavs. Is that at all something that she would want to risk? The numbers say she might. I mean, the numerologist seems to think that's possible. But politically, is that possible?
Look, Rahul, government formation is everything about numbers. Much would depend on the numbers they'll get. But looking at the way BJP and RSS have been trying to win over Dalits, a section of Dalits. They've tried to penetrate Mayawati's vote bank. If they form a government with Mayawati, then they are going to again revive her and her party, give her strength, and the Dalits, whatever they have come to them, will go back. So political wisdom, and as I understand that Modi's BJP is different from Vajpayee's BJP, their compulsions are also very different. They would like to have, they have their own governor here. If they can't form the government, they'll wait for some time, break BSP and then form the government. Having said so, let's not ignore the manipulative skills of Mulayam Singh Yadav. He may not be active on the scene, but once it comes to it, he has his people in BSP. He may also try to take away a chunk of BSP MLAs.
Okay,
so
Sunita Aran actually has an interesting argument.
And as far as we know,
Most pundits would say that BSP allying with the BJP would be bad for the BSP because the BJP could pull away Dalit votes. Sunita Aran in fact argues the other way around. She says right now the party is out of power. Coming back even with a slice of the power actually helps the party rejuvenate, helps enthuse its cadre, gives them some fresh flow of funds, and the perception could be very different from what most people would think, Ajit.
I would agree with her actually, Rahul. Number one, even if the BSP has less seats compared to the BJP, Mayawati is going to be the chief ministerial candidate, number one. So she is going to call, because the BJP has no choice. The BJP is looking at 2019. It doesn't want SP Congress alliance to work out. So therefore it will try to prevent it and end up making Mayawati the CM. The BJP also want, as you rightly pointed out, penetrate the Dalit vote banks. Plus, Mayawati has a lot of Muslim support which might gravitate towards the BJP in the long run. So that way Mayawati ends up gaining much more out of an alliance with the BJP than the BJP did. Look at in the past. Twice, Mayawati has been chief minister 4 times, twice with BJP support. Both the times she was the CM candidate, not the BJP.
You know, Anupam Kapil, everyone talks a lot about numbers. The fact is, it's politicians who are the most superstitious, the most who believe in astrology. They're the ones who are always running to people like you, to people like Acharya Dwivedi, to people like Sheila Bajaj, wanting to know what their numbers are saying. Is that correct? Is that true? Lots of politicians actually coming to you wanting to know what's happening.
That's true. That's very much true, even in Tamil Nadu, which is why I'm here.
Which is why you are there. It's a good market with the Paneer Selvam trying to claw back. You've got a new chief minister in place. I can assume there'll be lots of politicians. Sheila Bajaj, you get that a lot too. Is your clientele more corporate, or you have a lot of netas flocking to you? Sheila?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm saying that, you know, just before an exam, students suddenly become religious. They start believing in all kinds of astrology. Is it correct for netas as well? Right before elections, all of them suddenly want to know what the cards are saying for them?
Yes, it is very true for people across all spheres, I think, whether it's netas or whether it's somebody in politics. I keep having people who are in politics who come to me and say, you know, please analyze, kuch atka hua hai to please clear it. What do the cards say? If something is weak, we first analyze their date of birth, we look at their name. You know, name numerology has caught up a lot. So a lot of people in politics are reaching out to, you know, numerology a whole lot. And, you know, after tweaking some things, we've actually seen people win. I don't want to mention any names, but I've actually done numerology and name corrections for people who have wanted to kind of win, who wanted an edge over other candidates. And they've come back saying, you know, it all worked. But हम किसी को बोलेंगे नहीं. So it's obviously something under the wraps. Nobody really wants to talk about it.
Don't worry. Sheila ji's secrets are all safe with her. She's not going to tell anyone. But tell us, Uday, how did you pick up a trend which you believe is different from what most, whether it's a Manisha, whether it's an Ajit, Sharad Pradhan, they're all seeming to suggest that the BJP is in front. You've taken a very strong contrarian view along with Ved Pratap Vaidik. What are you picking up? What are you seeing which the others aren't?
See, I during the course of my traveling, I felt that the BJP's campaign was very arrogant.
Very arrogant?
Very arrogant. And this, most of the people of UP will not take it lying down.
Arrogant in what way?
arrogant in their gesture, arrogant in their body language, arrogant in their bhasha, in their language. The way Narendra Modi has been campaigning, Amit Shah has been campaigning, it was very arrogant. And most of the people I have come across, they say that it is not done. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Just on the contrary, see the campaign of Akhilesh. Akhilesh was very humble. Akhilesh conveyed whatever he wanted to convey. Even that Gadha campaign, Akhilesh was very sarcastic. Very sarcastic.
Okay, so you're saying that the BJP campaign was arrogant. Ved Pratap Vaidik, what are you picking up which the others aren't? Because most of the pundits seem to suggest that the BJP is in front. You along with Uday are suggesting that you believe that the SP and the Congress are in front. In fact, during the break, I was looking at some of the Twitter mentions. A lot of people are saying Vaidik ji used to be an advisor of the BJP government. Why is he making Akhilesh win?
वेल मोदी का नाम प्रधानमंत्री के तौर पर सबसे पहले मैंने प्रपोज किया, हमने बहुत डट के समर्थन भी किया, लेकिन पिछले 2.5 साल में मोदी ने क्या किया? एक भी काम ऐसा जबरदस्त नहीं किया कि हमारा सीना गर्व से फूल सके. जिसे सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक कहते हैं वो फर्जिकल स्ट्राइक है, कोई फर्जी है. वो सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक तो इजराइल ने की थी 1967 में इजिप्ट के खिलाफ. उसके बाद इजिप्ट की हिम्मत नहीं पड़ी कि कुछ कर सके. पाकिस्तान ने 100 बार हमारी बाउंड्री पर हमला कर दिया सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक के बाद. जो नोटबंदी की, वो नोटबंदी क्या की? नोट 1000 का 2000 कर दिया. नोटबंदी नहीं की, नोट को चालू.
So you're saying he's made these grand promises, he hasn't kept them.
उनको धन्यवाद दे रहे हैं.
That's your sense.
ब्लैक मनी इकट्ठा करने के लिए आसार हो गया.
आचार्य जी, जो आपने जो तस्वीर पेश की है आचार्य ऋषि द्विवेदी, उसमें तो आपने इतना नजदीक सबको दिखा दिया. आप कह रहे हैं 140 सपा कांग्रेस के लिए, 130 बीजेपी के लिए, बीएस. तो मतलब लगता है कि स्टार्स जो हैं, जो तारे हैं, बहुत कंफ्यूज्ड है सबके.
जी बिल्कुल. असल में ज्योतिष शास्त्र जो है एक ऐसा विषय है जिसमें चूंकि जो कैलकुलेशन जो होता है, सूक्ष्म कैलकुलेशन होता है, वो बड़ा एग्जैक्ट होता है. लेकिन इस बार सबसे बड़ी बात जो फंस रही है वो यह फंस रही है कि बीजेपी का कोई मुख्यमंत्री का दावेदार नहीं है. इसके चलते संभावित तौर पे हम भले ही देख रहे हैं, लेकिन जो कुंडली में जो हमारे जो ज्योतिष शास्त्र में जो कैलकुलेशन होता है, पद प्रतिष्ठा पाने का जो कैलकुलेशन होता है, उसमें कई दशाएं, अंतर्दशाएं, महादशाओं का अपना अलग महत्व होता है. उसमें भाव का भी अलग महत्व होता है. चतुर्थेश पंचमेश की दशा का महत्व होता है. तो वो सभी को कैलकुलेशन जो मैंने निकाला, उस आधार पर मैंने इस कैलकुलेशन को निकाल रखा है कि सपा और कांग्रेस जो है 140 पे होगी और लगभग 130 पे बसपा होगी और 120 पे भाजपा होगी. ऐसा है.
Okay, Manisha Prem, if you look also at the Satta Bazaar numbers, usually you'd assume, I mean, obviously we don't do any Satta, but you'd assume that they'd be aligned in the same direction. The Satta Bazaar numbers from Delhi, Agra, Kolkata, all of them have totally different parties at the top. The whole ranking changes completely depending on city to city.
So that's why, that tells you a lot about what the Satta Bazaar is all about, speculation. And why am I the academic who hates speculation? Remember, I'm always eager to find a science of the lives of people and the choices they make. So here's my enemy number 1, the Satta Bazaar. That they're going multi-directional simply tells you of what they are, a bunch of speculators. Just treat them for that. And for them, at the end of the day, whoever wins or loses, as long as they've made some money on betting on the odds, that's their lives. And that's different from the struggle and toil of UP. So I would really look at all of this only as the sidelines of the real battle that's been fought in Uttar Pradesh. If that battle were not being fought today, remember, the Satta Bazaar wouldn't have any odds to beat us about today with.
It also shows, finally, Sharad Pradhan, what an exciting, bruising, nail-biting, tight finish it's been. All these people have travelled through Uttar Pradesh, all of them coming back and reporting totally different things. So it's not aligned in the same direction. Everybody's been to the same place, spoken to different people, coming back and telling us different things.
You know, I would certainly agree with Manisha Priyam. And you know, what happens is when you are traveling on ground, more often than not, your personal prejudices prevail over your professional judgment.
Okay.
And that is the mistake that people make. You know, when you, particularly journalists, if you allow your personal prejudices to prevail over your professional judgment, then you are bound to make an error. So, you have to, it's a very thin line. You must separate that. Then only you are able to make an objective assessment of the issues.
We've put 12.
For instance, I tell you, one
yes.
thing, Rahul. One thing, what people are overlooking is demonetization. I can tell you, demonetization is playing out in favor of Modi. That is where the divide that it forged between the rich and the poor, that is the section of the poor who was traditional Mayawati voter has drifted to BJP. And that is how he gains more than he loses on account of demonetization.
I'll leave that as the last word on this broadcast. 12 necks have been put on the line today. All of them, you've seen their faces, they've given you their analysis, told you why they think who's winning. When we meet again on the 11th, we will know which one of them was bang on. All of them claim that they've got very good track records, especially our tarot card reader, our numerologist, our Panditji. You heard from them. Journalists, of course, realize sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. I, of course, keep my money firmly in my wallet. I'm making no predictions. We've conducted this show. You heard from everyone. My money is firmly in my wallet. But you've seen these 12. Yes.
Rahul, you know what? Today I'm not being called the doctor self. I'm being called a Panditain on the Twitter.
You're a Panditain. Okay, Manisha, Priyam. We'll know very soon on the 11th by 1 o'clock. We'll know how good a Panditain you are and whether you can give Sheila Bajaj a run for her money or not. Thank you so much to all our guests for joining us. Remember, as I said, this is not an exit poll, it's not an opinion poll, there's no violation of any guideline involved. This is just Chunavi Chakallas. Just sit back. This is what everybody's doing. So who do you think is winning? How many seats are you giving everyone? So we just decided to put a whole bunch of opinion out there, and I can promise you, you'll be none the wiser at the end of it, because all these very big, heavyweight political pundits seem to have opinion which is very different. Tomorrow is the exit poll. Tomorrow as well we know what the cephalogical data, real pollsters out on the ground, speaking to representative samples, what do they have to say? That we'll know 5:30 p.m. onwards tomorrow. Thank you very much for tuning into this special broadcast. I want to thank all my guests for being very sportsmanlike, coming, putting their necks on the line, giving us these numbers. Very, very nice of all of you. Thank you so much.